Right, so let's take a look at Macro Recorder. This is going to be a free application for both PC and Mac users, and it's going to allow us to get data into Mastery Connect faster and more accurately than humanly possible. For whatever reason, Mastery Connect does not allow us to copy in rows of data from one spreadsheet into Mastery Connect, nor do they even allow us to copy in a single value. If you were to copy, let's say in this example here, all the students who scored an 8, if I copy and I paste and I hit return key, notice that it doesn't register, right? So I can't just go down 8, 8, 8, 8 and hit all the students who made an 8. Nope, they don't even allow that. So I've kind of found a way to hack around that, and I'll show you that today. So, this is 2021. There's no excuse for them to not allow us to do that. They generate tens of thousands of collective labor hours in our school, and then you take all those schools combined, and well, that's just some really bad karma for a company, and they refuse to do anything about it. I've asked for over 10 years for them to change that and allow us to copy in the data, and they say no. So that's on them, and here's a hack to get around it. So the idea then is that we're going to record our movements, and you only have to set this up once, and then you are good to go for all columns of data. And if you're like me, I use Google Forms, I use Excel spreadsheets, I use numbers on the iPad, I have students do self-assessment through rubrics on the iPad, etc. So there's as many tools for doing assessment, and Mastery Connect is not always the best one for collecting assessment data. And while it's a great tool and it's excellent for standard assessment management and all that, they're lacking in this area. And so what we're going to do here is show you how to set it up automation side. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to come over and make sure that your Mastery Connect window in your browser is lined up in a standard position. For me, I use the Brave browser, and I'm going to look up where it says the window tab. I'm going to line up exactly right there, right? So each time I do this procedure and run this macro, I'm lined up here. Now for my spreadsheet, if I'm in, say, Excel or numbers here, I'm going to line that right up next to the edge of it. And notice here that my cell size of my rows is quite high. I have it at 50 point. Okay, so this just avoids any alignment errors while the macro is running. Okay, now the procedure, and what I found by just trial and error here and thinking about it, is that what you can do is when you come over to copy, okay, so let's pretend I'm setting up the macro. I click start and I start recording it. So I'm going to come here to file new, and I have this ready to go, and it says record this new macro. So I'm now being recorded. I come over here and I click 3 times so that number is highlighted. I hit the copy keys on my keyboard, Control C on a PC and Command C on the Mac side, and then I click double into that cell to where I had the blinking cursor, and then I'm going to click the paste keys, so Control V or Command V, and then what you're going to do is you're going to delete 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And you're going to paste again, and you're going to hit enter, and now it's being captured. So whatever their programmers use to block us from pasting, that is erasing that blockage, and then now you get it pasted in. So it's a multi-key click procedure, but when it's running on a macro, it's going to go at lightning speed. So now we come over here, we come to the next cell, click 3 times, copy again, paste, pasting, delete 3 times, paste again, return. Now the reason why I'm pasting 3 times, I'm deleting 3 times, is because if you have a scale from 0 to 100, and let's say 80% is mastery and 60% is near mastery, well then you're going to need to delete out all of the 3 digits in 100, or let's say an example in my scale where I use a 1 to 10. You're gonna, if you just delete once and then you paste it again, you're gonna get 10 10 or 10 100, depending. So just hit 3, and that covers you for any future scale that you might have, because you're not going to go beyond 3 digits. So you would just do that all the way down. Okay, so click 3 times, copy keys, paste, delete 3 times, paste, return. When you've finished your entire column, you come over here and you click stop, and now your macro has been recorded. Now, before you go to File, Save As, and give it a name, you're going to want to uncheck the box for wait times and the one for focus changes, and ramp up your playback speed to the max, which is 1,000. Okay, so when I first was tinkering with this, I was getting like 2.5 minutes to copy, each column, But when you uncheck those boxes and ramp up the playback time, I've got it down to about 60 seconds. And that's pretty quick. So let's say you have a multi-standard assessment, say a unit exam or something, and you're looking at this wall of data. We're all going to make mistakes. I mean, you're copying back and forth, and your eyes traveling back and forth, you're going to inevitably make a mistake, and then a student's going to have it, or a parent's going to come to you. And so this is even better than if you're running it as a human. So let's go ahead and take a look at it in action. So let me clear this out here and get it set up for the macro. So I had it pre-recorded. I did my macro earlier, and let me open that now and got it set. Okay, so notice again, I'm going to check that these are unchecked, and that one's not. So I'm going to uncheck the focus changes, and now this gives me max speed. Okay, let me clear this out here. Alright, so we're ready to go. I'm going to start the stopwatch. We'll time it, and I think it comes in around about 60 seconds. So here we go, starting, and we'll click play. So notice how it's moving. It's popping back and forth quite quickly. Now, as you run any one of as you set up your macro, you want to just watch it, play it back, and check it for accuracy. Now, this is for a 20 student class, but if you're running say a 10 or 12 student class, then you're looking at about 30 to 40 seconds to run your column of data, and it's going to be accurate. You're not going to make those mistakes. Now, if you just had one column of data, you've got one assessment with a single standard, then you might not want to run your macro. But when you've got a wall of data, like we often do, then it becomes a real powerful tool. So we're coming in about 50 seconds here, and yeah, I think this is going to end up at about a minute. And while this is running, I can be multitasking, doing something else at my desk, and now, yeah, I came in at about a minute. So what I would do then is I come to the next column of data, and I'm just going to hide this column, and then I would just go to my next assessment. So that I would queue up the next assessment, come back here, hit play, and all your data drops in. So beautiful. So that is Macro Recorder. If you have any questions, just feel free to email me. Yeah, I hope that works out. Hope that saves you tons of time. It will if you use it. And again, it's more accurate. And so nice little hack there to get us more efficient and more accurate. All right, so thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.